let's hop in to some more Druid Randomizer. This is part of Community Randomizer Day, where I let the people who are subbed on the Twitch channel at Tier 3 or any of the Patreon supporters choose which presets we play for the day. So, and one of the presets they wanted to see was Druid, which is the new preset that uses the aperture base of having all of the warps open, as well as changing some of the map around. That is combined with the transformation buffs from Lycanthrope and Warlock, which is really cool. So those two combined make for a pretty interesting preset overall. But yeah, it also, one of the other reasons I get tired by 7:30 is that I've been waking up somewhat early and like doing a lot of work before stream. Like I did some video editing for like 2.5 hours before I started streaming today. But yeah, Rando Brain Rot is real. It happens. All black cape, that's fun. And Dark Shield. Okay, so we're an emo build. Love to see it. It's a shame we don't have Dark Blade right now. Alright. Yeah, you start with skill and power, so that way when you get Wolf, you'll have access to the good Wolf movement immediately, which is nice. All Dark Cape happens when it's non-turkey mode, I think? I don't... Oh, because that is Vanilla Joseph's cloak, you're right. So turkey mode might be disabled for some reason? I don't think turkey mode matters because they just don't spawn in Aperture, if I remember correctly. What software do I use to edit? I use DaVinci Resolve. Mostly just because it's free. And also, it's a quite solid program. Yeah, we'll go this way. Yeah, I've been considering maybe upgrading to the studio version at some point, but I don't know. God damn, this guy's beating my ass right now. Holy glasses, I kind of need that. You wish the Steelman Souls convo was unskippable? For speedrunners, that would be awful, and this game would not be fun to speedrun. Forced unskippable cutscenes are not good for speedrunning. But if you're just a casual fan who just likes it, I mean, you can go look it up whenever you want. No one's stopping you from playing it on loop by yourself. But forcing that onto speedrunners would not be great. Yeah, we'll do this. Like, obviously it's an iconic line, but forced cutscenes in general are not ideal. And if it wasn't already a thing in the game, in the randomizer, we probably would have gotten rid of all the cutscenes by now. Just for our own sanity. Let's do this to get some experience, maybe some money drops. Let's see what's in the shop. We had Layer 0
I'm interested.
glasses and gravity boots. Mana prisms for 200. Vorpal blade. Another dark shield. Oh boy. Alucard sword. So we got some decent stuff in the shop, but nothing game breaking. But gravity boots plus wolf is great. That's for sure. Fairy card. What if we meet in the middle? No, I'm pretty sure we don't have to do that because the game already lets you skip cutscenes. We don't need to meet in the middle. Again, if you want to watch the cutscene, go look it up on YouTube. Or yeah, you could also subscribe if you want to hear it. That's also an option. Very true. Good point. Fuck it. Very true and very based. Unless you sub at tier 3, then in that case you get a special surprise. Zircon D's nuts. But it's all good. I mean, I appreciate that cutscene more than anybody. Trust me. It's one of the various things that upsets me about the Requiem re-release. I will say the one thing that does suck about having warps open is that the clock tower is almost never worth going through. Yeah, Glasses was layer 0, Gravity Boots was layer 0, and Wolf was layer 0. Do cutscenes count for the time in the clock rush? Yes, they do. The in-game timer does not pause for cutscenes. Damn it. You know what? All that work for nothing. There we go. Jesus. And we didn't need it. I think we're supposed to do this. It's been a while since I've done the lycanthrope movement. The rainbow gravity boots is so funny. I'm a big fan. Well, we found the portal spell. It's actually in a pretty convenient spot. It's right next to a warp. I'll take that. Now, do we do the Allrocks fight right now? Honestly, I'm kind of feeling no. Yeah, I think we have to go... Well, we don't have to go second castle. I think second castle is equally high in complexity as all flight locations, actually, now that I think about it. The portal spell warps you to the final fight once you have all of the Vlad relics.
Sorry I can't catch many streams. You still have my support.
Thank you, W. Wow. 3069? That's a lot. Thank you, W. I appreciate that a lot. It's all good. Any support is appreciated. That is very much appreciated. Thank you. Yeah, you probably haven't been following as much, but yeah, life's busy for everybody. I get it. You have a son-in-law now? Yeah. That'll do it to you. What am I doing? Yeah, take care of your family. That's more important. I guess I'll do this again, because I didn't mind doing this last time, where I'll do Sagar and Gaibon and then backtrack to do Spirit Orb. Not very sharp, yeah. Good one, good one. Monster Vial, hell yeah. Yeah, we've been getting a lot of support as of late, so it's much appreciated. We're making our way towards that Partner Plus requirement too, which is also great. Once we hit Partner Plus, that's just bonus money from Twitch directly into my pocket with no extra cost to you guys, which is one of the reasons why I really do want to get it. Because so many people already, you know, do a lot to support the stream on Twitch. So being able to just have more of that and Twitch take less of that support would be awesome. It's one of the reasons why I have the tier 3 subs. Pick the randomizers for today for Community Day. Exclamation mark PPP explains everything. Yeah. Thank you, IDSB. But essentially the idea is that it is a program where if you have enough paid recurring subscriptions, so tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3, those those have different point values, and then if you can get up to 350 total points for 3 months straight, you end up getting a 70-30 split on all of your subs, where normally it's a 50-50. The points reset every month, and you need 3 months in a row. We hit last month's requirements, and honestly, we're doing great for this month. Almost at 100, only 4 or 5 days into the month. Like, the support has already been crazy. Druid is Lycanthrope on steroids. It depends on if you find Wolf first, but yes. Lycanthrope on steroids is one way to look at it. We do start with Mystic Pendant as well, which is another reason why it's good. The tiers you talk about on Twitch, where do I find them? When you subscribe, there is an option under subscribing that tells you which tier you would like to subscribe at. Oh, this is actually perfect. Because now we can go to the caverns from here. But yeah, tier 2 costs more than tier 1, and tier 3 costs more than tier 2. But they count as additional layers of support towards Partner Plus. And you do get bonus emotes, and tier 3 subs get access to a special role on my Discord that gives them access to the ability to vote on stuff for the stream. Like, for example, the tier 3 subs got to choose the randomizer presets for today. They got to vote on that. Oh, what was that? It was another Monster Vial? I want it. I don't have great combat abilities right now, so Monster Vials are actually good. I don't got the Snorkel right now either. I wish I did. Garnet coin going up. Yeah, exactly. Why is High Jump so fancy looking? The people who are working on the decompiling of the game's code, they discovered the bit of the game that determines the color for the gravity jump. So it was found we found out how to edit it from there, essentially. I say we, but they found out how to edit it from there, and now it's an addition to the Tin Man race bot in the Long Library Discord. It can now randomize the gravity jump colors. Oh god, the lag. Beans and Arturo Ben, they've been great. I was away for a lot of October, and they definitely were stressed out because of that, but now that I've been home for a consistent amount of time, they're doing a lot better. Okay, we got the Joel of Open. Love to see it. Oh god, don't die. Don't die in the water, please. There's a Varda down there. That actually might be worth going for. I'm gonna check this first. Okay, not bad. But yeah, because of the way that everything is set up, tier 3s are worth just a lot more for the Partner Plus stuff. Which is why I'm trying to make sure everybody has, like, the tier 3 subs get a lot of benefits. And stuff like that. Because it is a lot to ask for, but it helps so much that I want to make it feel worth it for those that are able to support at that level. Attack potion, probably not worth going out of my way for, especially when I'm at risk of dying. Neutron bomb for the vial stacks, sure, why not? All right, not bad, not bad. Yo, what up, Jonathan? Welcome, welcome. Oh no. Oh no. Is this how it ends? A stray bat sending me into the water? Oh no, we're good. Just kidding. We're fine. Dude, there was nothing here. All right, well. We're kind of getting owned a little bit. Just a tiny amount of ownage right now, but it's okay. We don't have any library cards either. Yeah, a lot of missing relics. Trying to do the trick where you can jump midair after a wolf charge, but apparently I'm bad at the game. Dork Metamorphosis? Honestly, how it should have been called. Blue Knuckles. Yeah, the multicolor gravity boots is cool. It's nice to have, like, small little changes like that every once in a while. Goddamn Dork Metamorphosis. I'm gonna explode. Sunstone! God damn it. Alright, we have 2 garnets. So we can afford a couple of good items in the shop. Imagine this preset combined with Bounty Hunter. I think it's technically possible, right? I think that would be technically possible, yeah. Ooh, silver ring. No, you cannot randomize the enemy spawn locations because the enemy data, at least right now, it can't be done because the enemy data is directly tied to the location in which they are. So if you tried to spawn them in a different location, it wouldn't work. The game wouldn't allow for it. You know, I said I wanted to get that Varda, but I think actually I'm just gonna skip it for now. Yeah, the sprites as well. I think it is the sprites and not the enemy data now that I'm thinking about it, but I'm could just be mixing up the two. How are transformations buffed? The MP cost. So the wolf, one, you start with all of the wolf transformations immediately unlocked. Sorry, not transformations. The wolf skill and power of wolf. Those are unlocked from the start, and the amount of MP it costs to be in wolf form is 0. And then the amount of MP cost for charging as wolf and like running into enemies is greatly reduced. So it's basically the same as how Lycanthrope handles wolf. And then the mist transformation is also free. The same how it is in Warlock. Damn. I'm kind of getting owned right now. I guess we can go back to Alchemy Lab again. It looks like the game just wants us to go to the second castle, but I want to clear as much as I can in the first castle as I can because I don't have library cards. Yeah, the one time we get Jewel of Open somewhat early. I think this is another scenario where Grand Falloon has to have flight for us. I don't think that's ever going to work. People have tried to replace enemies with fleetmen and stuff like that, but it's just much harder than you would expect. The enemies are quite stubborn. I have seen ROM hacks that have moved enemies to different points within the same room, but never like fully changing where they're supposed to be. Leaps? Oh, I thought Grand Falloon had to have Leapstone. Then how was I supposed to get... Where was Jewel of Open again? It was in the caverns. Okay, so this might have been the intended way to get flight, actually. Very interesting. Well, then in that case, I guess we can warp. To Alrox, because I don't want to do Grand Falloon, because I can't do Spike Breaker yet. So I can choose to do Alrox, or I can just go to the second castle and deal with it. No, we already did Slugger and Gaibon. We did them earlier before we had Jewel of Open. Yeah, let's just go to second castle. I think that'll be fine. Now I'm kind of regretting not picking up that Varda because we're going there with not great equipment. But we will simply find good stuff right here. And Power of Sire definitely helps. Okay, Kingstone also helps. You know what? I'll take that as a W. I don't want to use the great sword. Yeah, I really don't want to use the great sword. Yeah, the game is very finicky and difficult to work with. Hopefully in the future that changes once like more of the game's code and whatnot is understood, but that might take a while. We don't know. What good emulator to get Dawn of Sorrow working? I use BizHawk for Dawn of Sorrow. BizHawk is a multi-core emulator that works with all sorts of different types of consoles. So BizHawk does work for that. You know what? I'm going to do these checks because I'm crazy. Okay, Sword of Hador might just be fine enough to run with. Well, it's going to have to be. Damn. All right, yeah, that should be fine. Does BizHawk work for PS2 games? No. You'll have to use EPS Sexy 2 or whatever. PCSX2, whatever the fuck that one's called. That's the only PS2 emulator I'm aware of that is close to accurate. $64 damage per hit. Could be worse. We need Mist or Bat Spike Breaker. There's a couple of things that we need to clear everything here. There should be information on Retro Achievements website for how to set it up for each game, somewhere on there. I'm more about the enhanced experience rather than accuracy. Well, you're trying to play a DS game, so I wouldn't get your hopes up too high. I don't think DS emulation is in a spot where it's all about the enhancements and shit like that. Maybe 3DS. But normal DS emulation I don't think has like changed much in the last like decade even. How are you hitting me? You shouldn't be able to hit me if I'm crouched. I don't understand. So weird. I'll take that. Yeah, if you're experiencing the game for the first time, you probably are fine just removing the seals for Dawn of Sorrow. It doesn't really add to the gameplay experience much at all, other than making it more frustrating. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Wow, vanilla mana prism, what the heck? You know what, I will take that. I'm poisoned and my MP cannot regenerate, so I might have to use that mana prism here in a second. Yeah, I don't think you're going to find much emulators for DS that are all about graphical enhancements. The emulators I know of for DS don't do that. But maybe there is something out there that I just don't know about. Oh, I didn't mean to fall down here, but I'll check it. Sure, another garnet. Yeah, the hitbox is so janky that just by shield dashing with a shield that can do damage, you'll automatically open up that secret floor there. Which is funny. I shouldn't be here because I can't check Akmadon. What am I doing in here? I need to go... Oh, this is going to suck, but I need to go to Trio. Dude, these freaking imps are insane right now. They're not normally that aggressive. Normally they just like kind of sit there at a distance for a little while and then they try and attack you. Yeah, no worries. I'm always happy to try and help people out. Oh my god. Help people out when figuring out gaming stuff. At least if I have the knowledge for it. Also, emulation is a solution to the idea that, you know, hardware can obsolesce and become difficult to either acquire or maintain, or even, like, for example, getting the game feed onto a computer screen for being able to capture your gameplay. Like, all of these things are not solved by simply buy a DS. Yeah, simply buy a DS and a copy of the game from like well over 10 years ago. It's like emulation exists for a reason. I don't know. I don't think purchasing the game should be the barrier to entry. Damn. Dude, this seed kind of sucking ass right now. Yeah, exactly. Emulation is important because a lot of game companies do not attempt to preserve their own games. Like Nintendo, for example, who, whenever they need to find an emulator or a ROM for their own game, they just go to fucking ROM repositories and download their own game from there because they don't fucking have the ROM anymore. They don't have the source code. They lost that shit forever ago. So if it wasn't for people keeping the ROMs stored for emulation purposes, then Nintendo would never be able to re-release some of their older games. Actively despises emulators, yet they use those same emulators in their own proprietary like services all the time. Like, they don't hate emulation. They hate the fact that they don't have a monopoly on emulation for their own games. What's the minimum complexity for this preset? I actually don't know. I think it's 8. Fucking poisoned. God damn it. Dude, what the fuck is going on with these hitboxes today? I'm gonna die. Fucking Christ, my dude. I don't have an anti-venom, do I? That'd make life too easy. Alright, just fucking... when in doubt. I'll use my power sire. God, I'm playing so bad today. Dynamite, you say? Whoa. What the fuck is happening, man? This seed fucking sucks. You know what? I'm gonna go this way because I feel like it. This way's funny. Yo, what up, Am? I'm glad you're checking out the stream. Hope you enjoy your stay. Oh god. Meant to do that, then that, then that, and then get shot in the back of the head with a fucking fireball. I use BizHawk for Game Boy Advance games as well, yes. I use BizHawk to play pretty much every Castlevania game, except for the ones on PS2. So.
Tribute. You steal men's
Rain of
souls
Feral.
and make them your slaves.
Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Helping us towards that Partner Plus. Couldn't get the controller to work for some reason. You just have to go through the settings and read everything carefully. You'll be fine. If I can figure it out with my lack of reading comprehension and dyslexia that I have, I think you can figure it out as well. I believe in you. It's just going to take some time. You just have to sit down and read everything. Yeah, you can actually emulate TI-83 graphing calculators. That is true. That is true functionality that exists. Wait, why am I going this way? I could have just warped here. I forgot. We have open warps. That's a L on my behalf. Have a good one, Mendo. Thank you for hanging out. Yeah, for some reason, the bridge spawns if you come from the right, and then it deloads as soon as you do that. Don't usually catch the stream, but I really think you deserve the support. Well, thank you. I greatly appreciate it. It's the support of the people like you who are able to that keep me doing this as my job, which I very much appreciate. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to spend the time that I do streaming and making videos and doing all that fun stuff. Hope you had a happy Halloween. Thank you, Davey. Yeah, I got to spend Halloween with my family. It was nice. Bro, I'm getting owned. What the fuck is happening? Dude. Starting to think that second castle has nothing and I should have just went to all rocks, I guess? There's only 2 checks left. Oh, Jewel Sword, fun. Still no library cards either. Like, geez, this seed is kind of brutal. We've gone through pretty much the entirety of the second castle and haven't found a single library card or anything. Imagine a fall damage mod for SotN. You probably could make a little hack that does that through like a Lua script, yeah. Are Drop Some Jewel Sword also randomized? No. This is not a race. This is just me playing through the game because it's Community Randomizer Day, where the tier 3 subs and Patreon members in my Discord got to choose which randomizers we play for the day. I plan on doing this like once a week, probably every Sunday. We'll do Community Randomizer Day. Or randomizer preset is the most difficult to get good at? Depends on what you mean by get good at. I think there's more competitive presets and less competitive presets, but... Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We'll be here for a while. Bonk damage, now that's a mod that we need ASAP. Every time you bonk, you die. This boss has 12,000 HP. SotN bus, but it's desert bus, where you're just running in one long hallway with wolf plus power of wolf. Hey, it's not too bad. Maybe we'll get a crit. And that'd be cool. Getting a critical hit sounds fun, right? Dude, my strength potion wore off. I was fighting the guy for so long, my strength potion wore off. That's embarrassing. Yeah, I got a crit early on. I wanted another one, but we didn't. No crit. At least we got a library card, I guess. If I went through the entirety of the second castle for no reason, I'm going to be kind of upset. How long am I streaming for today? We've been streaming for about 2 hours, so probably about at least another 2 hours. True, it could have been a meal ticket, so... Could have been worse. We'll see, we'll see. "99% of SotN players quit before they hit the meal ticket." So true. That's why you're never really down unless you quit. You know what I'm saying? Leave me alone. God damn it, Slogger. Whee. I love this game, but I've never beaten it. I always get super lost. You should beat it sometime. It's a fun game. I recommend it. I think if you're able to commit like a day to just sit down and play the game all the way through, maybe 2 days, it'll probably help you with getting lost. Because I feel like getting lost really only happens very badly. This is going to be a meal ticket, by the way. I 100% know. If you split up your play session amongst multiple days, I feel like. Because then you'll forget what you were doing and stuff like that. It's a second library card. All right, that's actually worth it. Oh, no. Oh, no. Get down! Get down! Fucking underwater physics, man. I mean, this game is a classic for a reason. It helped define a genre. So I feel like that does make it worthy of, you know, being able to be held up today. Not every game is like that, though. But this game in particular does still hold up very well, even casually. Like, casually, the game's great, and then, obviously, from a speedrunning perspective, the game is also great, so... Can't really lose in that regard. That was too close. Not bad. Yeah, they really don't make them like this anymore, that's for sure. Which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing, but I do think this genre... Oh, okay. This genre definitely, I think, tried to evolve past its inspirations a little too quickly without much more standard iteration. I feel like it was just Castlevania and Metroid games for the longest of times. And then, like, a handful of indie Metroidvanias kind of came out afterwards. But nothing that didn't... Like, I feel like they branched off pretty hard from the Metroid and Castlevania influences, like, immediately. Spike Breaker. Okay. You know what? That's everything that we can do here, I'm pretty sure. Because I don't think we can go to Akmadon with Gravity Boots and Spike Breaker, right? Oh, it's saying that we can. Interesting. Well, maybe we should try then. Yeah, Wolf plus Spike Breaker. I don't know how to do it, but we'll figure it out. I just don't remember what that room looks like. Yeah, most games today are more Metroid than Vania. That is very true. And I think that's fine. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. But I do believe a lot of the indie Metroidvania world has kind of just moved on. And it's like, but what if Dark Souls? And that, for me, sucks because I really don't like the Dark Souls-inspired 2D Metroidvania style games. I don't think they're as good as if they just stuck to a more traditional Metroidvania style. What's the difference between Metroid and Vania? Metroid is much more about basically just the addition of action RPG elements is probably the best like single thing to describe the difference between something that would be considered more of Metroid and more like Castlevania. Castlevania leans into the action RPG element a lot more, and Super Metroid and those types of games pretty much never do. Yes, I have played that Crime Bastard, however you pronounce that game. I couldn't get into it personally. Uh-oh, don't touch me. Fuck. Yeah, I feel like the genre still had a lot to grow within like the standard fare that we had seen amongst very early Metroidvania stuff, and then it kind of got real indie weird and real fast. But I think it's just because AAA developers don't make Metroidvanias. So everything is left up to the indie space. And the indie space, I love indie games, don't get me wrong. They do go through phases of everyone copying each other's homework. Oh, I guess you can do that. All right, cool. And it makes it kind of hard to want to enjoy stuff. Like, things get a little samey and in a way that I personally think is pretty mid. But some indie stuff is obviously amazing, so, you know, you take the good with the bad. Some people do a really good job at executing on a specific concept or idea. Some people, you know, don't necessarily, but that's okay. Not every game has to be a super original masterpiece. Okay. Well, there we go. I guess it's first castle time, and Mist is likely just going to be at Spikebreaker? Because Echo was in the logic earlier, I'm pretty sure. I'm supposed to be using the Harper, but also I should be doing this.
What can I do for you?
I don't know. I can complain about indie Metroidvanias all day.
I'm interested in this.
I think I'll get the Vorpal Blade just to increase my damage a little bit. But other than that, I don't think I really need much else. Oh my god. That's more than enough.
Farewell for now.
All right. You should try La Mulana. It's okay. I'll try the games that I'm interested in. I don't think you will be able to suggest me a game I haven't already heard of and thought about playing. It's kind of my job to be like up to date on these kinds of things, so I'm aware of pretty much every Metroidvania that exists. And I've considered it. Or at the very least own the game and am telling myself, oh, I'll play it one day. And just haven't gotten around to it. I need to just go to the caverns. How's the run? It's not amazing. I kind of got owned in the second castle and lost a lot of time, but I'm having fun. Well, yes, I've heard of Pizza Tower. I'm not sure if you're memeing or not. I don't need that money. Yes, Blasphemous does fall into that group for me of Soulsvania games that I'm not particularly super fond of. I know I'm in the majority on this because people just eat those games up. They keep making them. So I clearly am in the minority, but I just feel like a lot of the, no pun intended, soul of what makes Metroidvanias enjoyable to me gets lost in translation when you're trying to kind of ad hoc add a bunch of gameplay elements that worked for a game that was designed to be played in 3D and like had a completely different like concept in general, and then like shoehorning that into a 2D Metroidvania design oftentimes leads to a lot of things just not. Also, those library card drops are super clutch. It just ends up not feeling great to me personally. It's like, I don't know. You know what it is? It's like when you ask a kid what they want for dessert, and they're like, well, I like gummy worms, and I also like ice cream, so I'm gonna throw fucking gummy worms in my ice cream. And it's like, okay, sure. Some people like that. Some people like gummy worms and ice cream. I think it's fucking gross. It's too much sugar. They don't really complement each other. It's just two things that are good on their own that you're throwing together. And there's not really any synergy or reason for them to exist other than they're both sweet. That's kind of how I feel about Metroidvania and Dark Souls. Yeah, I don't need that. In fact, let's get out of here. Where the frick is my library? There it is. Again, I'll say it a million times. I know that not everyone shares that opinion, though. And to be fair, this game was designed to model the progression style of Link to the Past more so than Super Metroid. At least that's what the developers have claimed is the inspiration for this game. Okay, gold ring. Yeah, we'll go to we'll go there next then. We're still missing 2 random Vlads as well. Interesting. What up, Ferocious? But I've talked about it way too much today anyways, the whole Metroidvania thing. And again, I'm still open to trying new games as well, even if they are in that Dark Souls 2D style, because some games do a pretty good job of it. Like it's obvious that games like Momodora 3 are very much inspired by Dark Souls, but I still like that game a lot. But I think that game also takes things from Dark Souls that aren't overly annoying or actually fit well with the genre without making it too stupid. Like a lot of games, they're just like, I don't know, we're gonna have bonfires, losable currency, and like really difficult bosses, and that's it. That's our Souls game. But then we're also gonna throw like a mediocre Metroidvania on top of it, and it just doesn't feel great. I've heard mixed things about Death's Gambit. I don't know if that. Again, it falls into that genre, so it's hard for me to want to go out of my way to get it. If it was maybe on sale, but in SotN, when you die, you lose everything you gathered. Yeah, that's fine. I think that's actually a better system overall, because you can end up screwing over your save file if you lose stuff on death, but only lose certain things. Like currency, for example. Imagine in SotN, every time you died, you lost all of your items. But you got to respawn. It doesn't matter that you lost the new stuff that you got during that point in time before you got to save the game. Because you end up in a situation where you're permanently fucked. This happens in Hollow Knight, for example, for players that are new to the game. Where the Geosystem early game is very restrictive, and the more you die, the more it hurts you. And then in the late game, you have so much Geo that it doesn't fucking matter. And it becomes like a useless system. Yeah, thankfully, Lies of P is a 3D Souls-like game. So it's able to take the aspects of Dark Souls games that works in a 3D environment and actually get to utilize them. But I feel like a lot of people forget that you can't just take a thing that works in 3D, squish it into a two-dimensional environment, and say, sounds good to me. Like parrying is the most obvious example to me. If you add parrying to your 2D game, stop. What are you fucking doing? Parrying has very, very rarely, ever, felt good in a 2D environment. Very, very few games can do parrying well in a 2D environment. In 3D, you have various types of attacks that you need to parry from different timings and different angles. You have to space yourself in a 3D environment that makes it so much more engaging. But in 2D, it's just like, oh, the guy's swinging the sword. I better time my thing right. Like, you lose so much of the depth that exists inherently in a three-dimensional game when you squish it down to 2D. The same goes for all sorts of different types of, like, systems for combat. Like dodge rolling, for example. If you put dodge rolling into your freaking 2D Metroidvania, oftentimes you're going to do a very lazy and bad job if you try and just slap it one-to-one. Because, oh, they did dodge rolling in Dark Souls. Here in my 2D Metroidvania, we will also do dodge rolling. Yeah, you miss out on an entire dimension, so a lot of the depth that makes it enjoyable and meaningful and rewarding in 3D just is boring and lackluster in 2D. The reason parrying feels different in like a 2D fighting game is because you're playing against an opponent who has habits that you can exploit. And the idea of parrying an opponent in that moment is what makes it feel worth it. Where you're like, aha, I had a hard read, or I reacted really well to the thing that you did, and I got a parry off. Where instead, if you're just playing a freaking single player game, it's like you don't get the same satisfaction of outplaying your opponent by parrying them. You're just doing the optimal option. And again, it could be balanced in a way that parrying actually is fun in a solo game. I'm sure there are 2D solo games with good parrying mechanics. But I have yet to ever play them. Also, insane that we get the last two Vlad relics next to each other like this. Dude, Nidhogg is goated. Nidhogg is a fantastic game. Soulsborne mechanics shouldn't be 2D by design. I think you can borrow them if you're smart about it. Oh, what am I doing? I can just do this. Again, there's nothing wrong with implementing an idea from a 3D game into a 2D game. In fact, you can make very cool and interesting ideas come to life if you're able to do it well. It's just that the genre lends itself, at least from most of the 2D Souls-like games I've played, oftentimes fail to balance those things appropriately. And it just feels like they're borrowing it to check off from their checklist. Like, oh, this needs to have a dodge roll because that's what Dark Souls has. It needs to have parrying because of Sekiro. You know what I mean? Which is fine. I think other genres also have a similar issue where they turn into checklists of things that you need to add for the game to feel like it's part of that genre. But I don't... Maybe it is just a personal bias because I really dislike it. Every time I see a Souls mechanic in a 2D game, if it's not... I tend to scrutinize it more because it is so easy for it to just feel unbalanced and unnecessary. Like, what did it add to the overall design of your game to add a losable currency upon death? And does it do something unique in that regard, or is it just we did it because Dark Souls did it and we liked how Dark Souls did it? I don't know. Oh yeah, the warp spell. Fuck. I forgot how this game works. I was too busy complaining. I remember where it is. It's in the, in fact, I'll just warp to Castle Keep, and that's probably the easiest way to get there. I could use a library card, but this is probably slightly faster. Maybe not. Another thing that translates poorly into 3D oftentimes is the types of interconnected worlds that indie Metroidvania, Dark Souls type games go for. Where if your whole point is like, hey, this is a one-way door, and that's how we're going to block progression, that oftentimes, one, is annoying in Dark Souls, but two, it ends up working in Dark Souls because the game exists in a 3D area. So you're able to create a three-dimensional mental map as you're going through an area. Or it could use some of the gameplay trickery to be like kind of how Dark Souls 2 does it, where you go up an elevator and end up in a freaking lava zone or whatever with lava below you. But in 2D, it just feels like you're arbitrarily locking all the doors because that's what Dark Souls did. And it ends up feeling really shallow and weak. But in Dark Souls, having those one-way doors makes a lot more sense because you have a 3D understanding of the environment. And you can be like, okay, I know what's on the other side of that door because I've been in that general direction. Or I can look in that general direction using the third dimension to peer around the wall to try and figure out what's going to be over there or something along those lines. Not bad. I feel like they make overall movement intentionally worse just because the game is built around the addition of dodge roll in some games. That could be also the case too, Solid Bren. I think most games are scared to really give the player meaningful movement options, especially late game. Or especially early game. I feel like most games nowadays are like, you have to wait 3 hours before you get a goddamn double jump. Or there's just is no double jump, which is fine if you're going to balance your game around not having a double jump. That's not like the end of the world. Like, not every Metroidvania needs a double jump, but you still need compelling movement options to move through the game. Otherwise, people are just going to bounce off of it. Oftentimes. That's how I feel, at least. Like, if I'm basically just playing Mario, where I can run to the left, run to the right, and jump, but you put me in a fucking giant-ass castle, like, I'm gonna get frustrated that all I can do is run and jump.
You have been doomed ever since you lost the ability to
But I
love.
don't know.
Sarcasm.
I like the good idea where you can have the dodge roll be attached to a movement option, kind of like how Gravity Boots gives you iframes.
His own soul.
I think you could balance it well, but it's hard.
1626, I believe.
Either way.
Tell me.
GG's. If you liked my rant or think I'm stupid, either way, you should leave a comment below over on Dragon Blitz Daily. And don't forget to subscribe while you're over there, because I need all the subscribers or else. And you watch the whole video, which means legally you have to subscribe. All right, see you later, Dragon Blitz Daily viewers. Bye-bye.
Love you for all.